Welcome to another episode of LeBron Washed with a recurring theme of someone make Shannon Sharp shut the F up. So I just finished watching the latest episode of Undisputed in which they take turns blaming AD or Russ. And Shannon is saying that AD is not playing well and Skip is having a field day bagging on Russell Westbrook because of his turnovers. The very first thought that comes to mind is how all these great players are just fine when they're not on LeBron's team, and when they come to LeBron's team, suddenly they are scapegoats. I mean, Anthony Davis was a franchise player. He was the face of the Pelicans. He's an Olympian. And if you watch the highlights, as much flack as they give Russell Westbrook, LeBron can thank Russell for a lot of his points, because Russell is drawing the double teams more than LeBron is, while dishing to LeBron for easy buckets. Russell Westbrook, who is always in the spotlight, getting blamed because of his turnovers, had 1 turnover. LeBron James had 4. Didn't hear about that, did you? I don't hear Shannon Sharp pointing out that LeBron James had more than the guy that they constantly bash on now on that show. But it doesn't stop there. Let's take a quick look at the Lakers' stats. Oh, look at that. Look at the team leader, the guy that Shannon Sharp just took a great big dump on. Anthony Davis's face is all the way across there, with the exception of one case, Russell Westbrook. The GOAT isn't on there at all. He is not a team leader in any category, except for the need to be bailed out. One other thought on AD. If you watch, when LeBron is out, AD starts to play better. AD has an opportunity to be AD. But when LeBron is there, just like all other great players, suddenly you're supposed to be a shell of yourself in order to accommodate LeBron James, while also doing the heavy lifting. But let's look at Russ and LeBron James in the turnover category, since that's where Westbrook always gets bashed on. LeBron James has 3.7 turnovers per game. Westbrook has 4.5. That's barely more than LeBron James has. While Westbrook has more assists than LeBron James and out-rebounds LeBron James, while carrying a heavy load because everyone blames Westbrook or AD, but not the GOAT. How can someone called the GOAT not be leading the team in any positive categories and not carry the burden of responsibility of that team not performing well? There's always excuses for LeBron James, and that's why you have been LeBron-washed. I have to update those stats a little bit really quick. After the Suns game, Russell Westbrook has now moved into 2 categories of being a team leader. He has now slightly edged out Anthony Davis for steals, now has 1.2. In the turnover category, he is now at 4.6 and LeBron is at 3.6, making Russell Westbrook only 1 turnover per game worse than LeBron James, while he carries all the blame. He out-rebounds James 7.8 to James's 6.6. and has 8.2 assists compared to LeBron James's 6.6. And don't blame the fact that LeBron has been out part of the season, because this is per game. These are per games played stats.